Tracy Hines spins, and he is collected by Kane.
And the 17, I think, was in front of the 38.
It'll depend on when
25.
NASCAR rules the moment of caution.
Remember, the field is frozen right here.
No, I'm pretty sure.
And lap 196, and we just completed 195. 196 is the red flag lap number. With 4 to go, we're 1 lap away from that.
Kasey Kahne, tough day. He could not avoid a spinning Tracy Hines.
Yeah, Kane's got off to a great start, but the last couple of weeks have not been kind to him.
Now we will check. NASCAR will check as to when the moment of caution was, look at scoring at that instant, and see who is the leader. Also, we are told that this race will be halted. They're going to issue the red flag, clean up so they can restart and finish this off.
But once again,
Hines has also come to pit road. Hines spun across the grass at turn number 4 and spun back onto the racetrack. Kasey just could not avoid him. And that's what put us under the caution for the 7th time.
Dick, Kasey Kahne was trying to battle back from the pit road problems. And Kasey, what happened on the racetrack?
It looked like to me the 99 got into the 6 and spun him. And, you know, he went to the bottom sliding, and I knew he was going to come back across, and it was just real slow. He was coming back across real slow, and I run right into him. So I probably could have squeezed through on the outside if I would have went there. But, you know, I just kind of a tough spot. But, you know, we get to look forward to tomorrow. We have a real good car, and hopefully the Dodge Steelers car will be fast all day tomorrow.
Now, I found you down in your crew chief's pit, Tom Baldwin Jr. Do you have a chance to talk to Tommy? Or?
Well, I just run into his race car, and I probably didn't need to run into it. I just did, so not on purpose. I mean, that's just what happened. So I was just down there talking to him. He said it wasn't my fault that 99 spun the 6, but you know, hopefully tomorrow Tom will get my car going good, and we'll have a shot at winning here in Texas.
You'll have that in big league auto racing.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Kasey Kahne. All right, we're under the red flag at 195 laps as they clean up from Tracy Hines' spin, getting collected by Kasey Kahne. We're going to restart this one and run to the finish. This is NASCAR on Fox.
the top 4 single file. They put about 5 car links back there to that group that's 3 and 4 wide.
Oh, around goes Boyer off the bumper of Hamilton, who takes another car into the wall with him.
Now, caution is out. The field is frozen with 2 to go. As long as they maintain caution speed up there, Martin Truex Jr. will be the winner of this race. The field is frozen right now at the point of caution.
Bobby Hamilton Jr. got into the back of the car that went sideways and spinning. And here is Jr. pushing Martin Truex. He may push him all the way to victory lane.
Martin thinks he's got a flat tire. Dale Jr. got him jacked up off the ground.
But one thing for sure, the DEI organization, they have an awesome super speedway program. You can't take nothing away from them.
We'll check on Clint Boyer. Bobby Hamilton Jr. and Tony Raines got right into the middle of that. He was having a top 12 run when he got caught up.
Slow it down, just slow it down. They can't pass you.
Boyer got away.
He got away. He slid all the way down on the inside there, but he got away. The white and the yellow.
White flag. The red flag rule was 5 to go.
Which means that they would not restart the race. See, Hamilton got below the line, and as he came back up, he got into Boyer. And there's Raines in the wall.
Mike Wallace is still going to end up with a 12th place finish, it looks like, even after being involved in that first accident.
Grissom's involved in that in the 36, and Tracy Hines in the 6.
When I watch the 25 car, though, as we watch it again, let's watch this.
That's the red car, bottom of your screen.
3 wide in front of him.
This is through the tri-oval.
Michael in the middle. He gets a run down underneath the Boyer. He's below the yellow line, and that's the whole point of the yellow line, is to keep us from doing that right there.
I tell you, the saving grace on the 21 car, every time he goes backwards, just look, those roof flaps deploy.
Now watch the first red car in line on the inside. There he goes.
He could have used better judgment there.
Yeah, I mean, there was no room.
Oh, and he took himself out in 3 or 4 more.
Yep, he took Tony Raines, the car behind him in the wall. Awful. Tracy Hines sideways, the number 6.
Yeah, the Ragu.
And Steve Grissom.
All the guys that you really pull for to have good finishes, they get taken out on the last lap.
Ride with Jay Keller. Ron Hornaday's crew. See, Hamilton Jr. turned sideways and up in the wall because when he lost his forward momentum after getting Boyer, he got hit by Nemechek.
And of course, even though it looks like Ron Hornaday would
The 87 just passed.
Stacy Compton in 59, Tracy Hines in the 6.
Tell you what,
Tracy Hines is going to be dizzy.
tell you what, it's very seldom you can spin like that and not hit anything. Well, he has made contact, looks like, with the outside retaining wall with Stacy Compton, but I don't know that Tracy Hines hit anything.
Caution number 3.
Let's see. Wow. A lot of damage to that car.
We may get to the barbecue a little bit early this afternoon.
Yeah, let's see if we can see what happened with this deal. Hopefully we have something. Oh, hey, here we go.
The 6 car just looks like he got, well, at first it looks like he got loose getting in, but
there you go.
Definitely got loose there.
Got loose in the middle, and we had to correct the car and go up the hill. The 59 car was right beside of him.
And got the worst of it.
And got the worst of it. Usually happens that way. Car on the outside.
Tracy Hines, the Newcastle, Indiana driver, USAC open wheeler, also running the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
And they announced yesterday that Ray Evernham has taken over ownership of this 6 car, and he will campaign the car in the NASCAR Busch Series next year. They have not announced who is going to drive for him. Someone will drive the car about 25 times, and the other 9 or so races, they'll try to find some more of the Hungry Drivers program like they had this year. Some rookies. Watch this car get loose. Watch it go. Oh, gosh.
See that left front tire, how he had the wheels turned to the right when he got under Stacy there.
They were running pretty good.
Yeah, he had moved up very smartly.
Yeah.
DP Hines had from 41st like up to about 20th.
Yeah,
he got loose way back there. He got loose getting into the corner.
Okay.
Yep.
So your time was so long yesterday, this team completely missed the first practice. So they got out only in one practice, and AJ just never got up to speed. So they went over and they got Scott Wimmer out of the Nextel Cup garage to come over, and Scott actually got a decent speed in and was looking forward maybe to racing the car. His Nextel Cup sponsor, Caterpillar, said no, we do not want him driving a Busch car. So last night, late last night, they talked to Robbie Gordon about driving this car. Robbie was excited, said that's great. Well, this is a Dodge. Robbie Gordon drives a Chevrolet. Chevrolet said, no, you are not driving a Dodge product. So about 11 o'clock last night, they were basically down to trying to find someone that could fit the seat in the car. So they went and found Tracy Hines, who competed in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race last night. And Tracy is making his first laps in these cars right now to qualify.
Now, ordinarily, NASCAR wouldn't allow a driver just to come in and hop in for qualifying without having practiced the car. But since Hines did race on this track last night in a NASCAR National Touring Series event, he was allowed to qualify. And this Tracy Hines is in the show. And that means that Eric Jones, Kevin Conway, Shane Hall, John Hayden, and Kim Crosby go home.
And you know what? That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive for this race team, and that's very impressive for Tracy Hines, because he did not get that many laps in that Truck Series race last night. I think he lost an engine very early, so he may indeed run quicker on his second lap, because when he drove off pit road, that's the first time he'd been in this car.
39.44 the first lap, 25th quickest. Lap 2 for Hines is just about 15 or just about 2/10 slower.
But with what this team has been through, I guarantee you they probably feel about as good as Tony Stewart feels right now.
So the Channel Lock Dodge is in the show, and we'll start 25th.
And remember, Tracy Hines was part of that Hungry Drivers program last year with Tommy Baldwin Racing that Paul Wolf is actually driving this year.
And that's the Curb-Agajanian car. Both Mike Curb, who's a former lieutenant governor of this state, and Kerry Agajanian, California natives. So we come to the last car.
Under him to get around him.
Oh boy, in the wall goes Tracy Hines.
Caution is out.
Field is frozen.
Tim Fedua might have caught a piece of him going by. There's John Wood with prior damage on the Clorox car.
All right, crank it up, bud.
He was running in the 17th position.
Right? We might have got into the fence. It looks like we got a little bit of water.
Well, they're going to have to live through at least one more restart.
And Mike, I feel like we need to explain one more time, especially based on what happened in the Craftsman Truck Series race at Daytona last week. Let's watch the replay, and then we'll touch on that here in just a second.
Sterling Marlin down underneath the 43 car. Looks like he might just clipped him.
Just ever so slightly.
Got him turned around and into the outside wall.
Darrell, you know the theory that I always heard people preach when you go to get loose and you're about to spin out, turn the wheels to the left and take your hit and spin out. Guys are not doing that. They're trying to correct it, and it's going back to the outside wall.
Exactly. It's an instinct. And unless you've got a lot of practice, it's hard to think about turning those wheels to the left.
And Darrell, I guess the problem is if you turn them a little bit to the right to try to correct, the tires grab before you can feel it. By the time you feel it, the tires have hooked up. It's too late. And it's forcing the car.
It just goes, starts right, correct, and then bam, right back, because that's the direction you got the tires turned in, front tires. See, I mean, a driver can't help but respond or react to the car coming around, and he's going to crank it to the right, but he doesn't have enough time, or he can't think quick enough to get it cranked back to the left to keep it from going into the outside wall.
I will say, in the water cars that he was in, if he had cranked it to the left, we'd have probably had a lot more cars involved as well.
Yeah, it's a toss-up.
But, Mike, what I was going to say is something we're trying to make sure that we make the fans understand, especially based on what happened in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race at Daytona, in particular with Bobby Hamilton and Jimmy Spencer, is there scoring loops all around this racetrack, in the racetrack. And when the caution comes out, the field is frozen. Well, when it's not the end of the race to determine the winner or who finished 5th or 10th, they go back to the last scoring loop that those particular cars crossed. And it would be...
Truex has got his work cut up for now trouble.
Tracy Hines. That's turn 4. Caution flags out. We were about to say that Martin Truex was getting into some heavy race traffic, but just as he caught the big pack of traffic, the pace car is going to pick him up and let that traffic go back around.
So it looks like the last 20 or 25 laps of this race, the track will be pretty clean in front of the leader, Martin Truex Jr.
That's tough for Tracy Hines. He was having a good night.
It sure is.
Yeah. Just bragging on him a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
Well, just 25 laps to go. Don't think we'll see any of the leaders pit here.
Don't see a lot of damage on the 6 car. Yeah. Well, the leader, pit road is not open yet, so we won't know who is going to pit. But I just can't imagine track position being what it is. I cannot imagine these cars up front pitting.
Now, got 26 cars on the lead lap. Maybe some of the guys toward the back of the lead lap will come in and throw in one more set of tires that they do have available to them. But there's no way Martin Truex is going to stop. A little wrinkle there just over the top of the tire.
Yeah, I'm not even sure he's going to pit.
If I spun around and had to lock the brakes up, I might want a fresh set of tires.
See what happens.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow. And around he goes. All right, here we go. Pit road is open.
Right to the line. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. Casey Compton into the wall. Michael Waltrip is around.
Denny Hamlin hard into Elliott Sadler.
Stewart takes the checkers. The caution obviously another hard hit. You were right, Benny. They didn't make it around.
Didn't see any way they could.
Cars in the grass. Cars finished on pit road. Field is frozen when the caution comes out. Tony Stewart has won his 2nd straight Hershey's Kissables 300.
It's a shame that we tear up all this equipment on the last, just 100 yards from the start-finish line. Who gets in the back of the 59?
It looks like Elliott Sadler may have got the 59 a little bit loose there. Boy, I mean, Denny Hamlin just pounded Sadler.
see again. Yeah, it looks like Elliott might have either that or maybe the 59 just lost control off the corner. Don't know.
Reed Sorensen in the 41.
David Green, Mark Green in 4 car goes through there, makes contact again.
Looks like Jason Keller got a piece of it too, right? Now, obviously, the concern is to make sure everybody's okay.
J.J. Yaley goes on the grass and drives right through all that trouble.
It happens that quick.
And that close to the finish.
On board with Kenny Wallace as he's involved.
Boy, Kenny just missed that ball.
Goes on forever, doesn't it? Kevin Harvick's car.
Kenny's on the outside there. Keep coming. Come on. Come on. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. All right. Back it down. Back it down. Back it down. That was one hell of a job.
Elliott Sadler moments ago.
Now McMurray was squirting water out the overflow on his entire trouble. 14 going around. Tracy Hines.
That's Spencer Clark.
Caution's out, guys. We spun out. No contact. Come on. Come on. Come on.
But Spencer Clark, the 65 car, just barely got by.
There we talk about all the camber in the left front. You can really see it in that left front right there. Look how far that thing is pushed out at the top.
But when it travels so much, Darrell, it really straightens up in the corners.
Right.
First caution of the day coming on lap 10.
This car just walked up the racetrack just a little bit. Tracy Hines in the 14 got into AJ Fort the 4th and the 38, and boy, Spencer Clark, that 65, just barely gets by.
Yeah, AJ kept pinned down the 14 there so tight to the bottom. The car got a little push in it, and to stay off of the 38 car, AJ, around goes to 14.
And then Clark comes along and almost looks like a case of see the wreck, be the wreck. Trying to avoid. Got to be part of it.
You kind of go where it is, because it ain't going to be there when you get there.
I would say for all of our guys up near the front, a little early for that pit stop. Remember, a lot of them only have about 4 sets of tires to work with. But only at
turn 3.
Trouble over there. Caution is out.
Caution's out.
Tracy Hines in the Janiking number 14. Took a hard hit into the wall to bring out the 5th caution flag at lap 101.
Now, we pretty much know that all of our leaders that pitted on lap 88, they'll stay out, but the cars that may have to come to pit road now will be Casey Mears, Paul Menard, and probably Michael Waltrip. They're out there on about 30 or 35 lap tires, but a pretty hard lick on the front of this 14 car.
Yeah, it looks like that thing turned head on into the fence, looks like. Must have got hooked by someone. Bunch of guys down on the apron there.
24-degree of banking. It's going to slide down the racetrack right in front of several cars, but fortunately no one hits him as he's coming down this banking.
Didn't see much damage to the left rear, Darrell, but it doesn't take much to get somebody turned. Let's see another angle here.
Oh no, something happened. Left rear tire. You saw the carcass.
happened at the worst place at the end of the straightaway, just as he was about to turn it off into turn 3.
Right, we couldn't see the left rear there.
Fortunately, Tracy is okay.
Pit road is open.
The caution has just come out here at the Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, Illinois. Tracy Hines has hit the wall hard on the backstretch.
There's hard is correct, Bill.
There's Hines in the 12 car.
The 36 of Tim Sauter, when he came off turn 2, I think he moved down to try to pass a car in front of him and pulled down in Tracy Hines' line.
And that set Hines almost head-on into the wall. You can see the heavy damage. Watch the 36.
That's Augie Vidovich in the 4 that Tim Sauter was going to come down and pass. I don't think he realized Tracy Hines was there.
Man, he hit it didn't look like that hard of a hit, but look at the damage.
Well, remember, you were talking about how fast you are here.
Yep. Now, he got a pretty good run at it from that angle.
That's on board with Jeff Burton.
But I think you're right, BP. I think he just came down and hit that right front.
Oh. All these guys have just been on pit road. Let's see who opts to come in.
Leader.
Only a handful of takers.
Jerry Robertson, the 78 car, for some reason is coming down pit road. Marty 17 coming to you.
Yeah, and BP said this car is extremely loose. A last-second change here for the guys on pit wall, and they did an excellent job. They had sticker tires, brand new tires up on the wall. Then Matt made a change as he was coming onto pit road, said, I want the last set that we have of scuff tires. So they're going to do that. They're going to also make an air pressure and track bar adjustment. Alan?
And the leader, Carl Edwards, is in the first pit stall at pit exit for a tire change. They've already twisted the wedge wrench in to try and help the handling, Matt.
And service already complete for Curb-Busch. Now they've been making headway on their tight exit issue, but they still called for a quick air pressure adjustment as the car was on pit road.
And we are told that Tracy Hines has climbed from his car. And the cleanup crew and the safety crew back there working on it after this hard hit on the backstretch by the 12 car of Tracy Hines. Under caution at Chicagoland. Working our third caution of the day here for the NASCAR Busch Series for a crash by Tracy Hines. The caution flag still out. Todd Cleaver is the lucky dog when we go back to green flag racing here in Joliet, Illinois. Pull away.
Oh, trouble off turn 4.
Tracy Hines is involved.
As Peyton Sellers sitting there behind Tracy Hines. And the 0 of Curtis Davis also drives away from that crash.
Caution number 4. There's Sellers, the 31 machine. Let's see what we can see here.
Ever see the 3 cars all running together and Tracy Hines just gets in the back of the 31 car. Oh my goodness.
And had some company in the door.
Man, man. That's Curtis Davis in the 0, about flipped.
That's a wild ride.
It is. He's still continuing around the racetrack.
His heart's beating a little faster. Pit road remains closed, so we'll take a break. Fourth caution of the day at New Hampshire. Clint Bowyer is the race leader. You're watching NASCAR on TNT. Still under caution, and BP, here's another look at why.
Wally, what in the world looks like all of a sudden that Hines in the 12 car the car turned right.
It almost looks like a little bit of frustration to me because he really drove up the racetrack into the 31 car.
And Curtis Davis, an innocent victim. Still under caution for track cleanup here at New Hampshire with 83 laps complete.
Dus is 100 fölfele. 100 fölfele, jobb 2 tempó, 20-ra bal 2 tempó, 25 a bal 2 tempó, 25-re bal 2 szűk és bal 2, és bal